The best time to catch up is now. Catch up sessions.
Hello and welcome back to Catch Up Sessions, the introspection edition with Mark Laguna. On a Friday, almost weekend, it's bright and early, and here we are while we're stuck in stupid SLEX traffic. Wanting to make sure I get chronicle a couple of things that I, one, experienced and two, learned from listening to this audiobook. So let's dive right to it. Oh, but first, why am I doing this exactly? I have realized that when I do learn something and I get to explain it out using my own words, it helps cement what I experienced or what I learned, much like putting it in a diary, or in this case, a voice log. So, let me start with this weird but super fun, interesting thing that happened this morning. For one reason or another, and the reason being I'm old, my diwa, what do you call that? My senses was up and about at 5 a.m. The funniest of things was I usually would have my alarm at 5:30, and you know that feeling when you have your alarm looming at you, you don't really get the rest that you still want more of. It must be the anticipation. You're basically just half asleep all throughout. Surprise, surprise. Earlier this morning, I was like, whoa, has it been an hour already? Because I woke up and I was like, okay, when is the alarm going to alarm? But it hasn't yet. Why? Because it's only like 5:20. Or something like that. And I felt like I had like a second round of deep sleep tucked in there somewhere. And then I closed my eyes again, and voila, I wake up. Oh, it's not even really 5:30 yet. All I'm saying is it was an experience wherein I feel like I was super rested, and time goes by so slowly to those who wait. Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice feeling, number one. Weird in a way because, as I mentioned, it's not the usual case of my morning jittery and anxious self version. And I don't know why or how that happened. Your hope and prayer is you always get that feeling of unhurried and as if time is on your side, as opposed to you being sort of frazzled and dazzled with how clock ticks way too fast. So that's one. And then I jump right into this book I'm listening to called Unfuckology. Yeah, that's not the most rated PG of titles. Something about how to get confidence or something. But one of the chapters talks about willpower. If you don't finish one chapter, I guess I have a lesson prefacing this. You know, when you say don't judge a book by its cover, you should also not judge a chapter by its first few paragraphs, because I totally misunderstood it when I was only listening halfway through. But yeah, going back now into the lesson, Because initially it was talking about willpower being a finite resource and putting out research that speaks of it. The finite resource being if you already use your willpower one time, what you end up becoming is one tired duck that gets depleted, and so you go into this act of no self-control rather, the minute after, basically. Whereas the unpublished research, but still research, which I want to subscribe to, is willpower actually doesn't work like that. Of course, it's still finite, but it's not so much that it gets depleted and then you don't have any sense of control anymore, like it's doom and gloom. How it apparently works is the brain, which is yourself, works on rewards. So, for as long as you have a little reward for your brain, aka self, for having that self-control, it will actually sort of replenish itself. The example given, say you're trying to cut down on meals, and instead of gobbling like a full plate, you want a portion just a wee bit, so that you have that sense of being in control. If you give yourself a Happy Meal toy, lousy example, I know, apparently people tend to cut down on the meal because there's a simple reward that goes with it. This probably goes against the marshmallow test, which is also this self-control test of get one marshmallow, if you don't eat it, you get... No, actually, it's one and the same, because you get two. Maybe just a bad example, because it's the same thing that you're trying to avoid, because also delayed gratification is really just something that the brain doesn't connect with. But then again, you can always reframe it into like a hope for a prize. Say if you have a full 5-day streak, then at the end of the week, I don't know, you get a free meal or something. So I still need to crack that and use it in relevant application points. But it's just something that I want to cement and consequently share with you in this mini podcast of an episode, so that we're both sort of learning together. Yeah. Okay, traffic has eased out, and that means it's time for me to speed through. But for you, my wish is a great weekend filled with self-control and fun rewards, maybe some shopping on the side. That mostly works. Retail therapy is lit. And I will catch you again, hopefully, very soon.